Hey, what's up, guys? It is April 19th today. A lot's happened since my last prediction video what was it, April 1st, I think. And a lot has happened. Bernie suspended, or assuming he ended his campaign because he endorsed Biden. Barack Obama came out and endorsed Biden, and these have had some ramifications for Biden. One, I have seen a massive Bernie Sanders supporter coalition just saying, I am going to stay home. I am not voting for Biden. I am done. I'm not voting for a Democrat this year or this season. And it's a fair gripe, right? They tried in 2016. Let's be real, they got cheated in 2016. This election, I don't know if they were really cheated, but you can definitely say there was some good coalition building by the establishment Democrats. Of course, it's going to lose them another election because the Democrat Party continues to go away from that, establishment type Democrat Party. But we're seeing a lot of bad things happen to Biden, and a lot of polls he's slipping hard where he was doing fairly good like 5 or 6 days ago. So let's just get it started. You know, just gonna hop into Trump's safe states: Idaho, Utah, Wyoming, Montana, Nebraska, South Dakota, and North Dakota. Iowa's safe, and I know I'm probably gonna get flack for this. Trump's up 10 points in Iowa, right? His farmer approval rating is highest of almost, I think, any president at this current moment, right? So Trump's approval rating is extremely high in Iowa. He is polling a lot better than Biden. So I think I can surely say that I was safe. Kansas, he's doing fine in. Oklahoma, Arkansas, Missouri, he's up another 10 points, like I said. Kentucky, Tennessee, Louisiana, Mississippi and Alabama, Georgia, South Carolina, West Virginia, and Alaska. These are all safe states, and of course Indiana. How could I forget? He's still polling extremely well in the 2nd District of Maine, which is good for him. And now we're just going to go with Joe Biden's. Obviously, Joe's still winning fine in California. It's like, I think on like the polls average, Joe Biden's like 66%, Trump's like 29, and there's like some other slim like margin, right? So Biden, we're not going to see a California goes red for no reason, right? Unless Biden like does something just utterly terrible, and I don't see that happening. But he's doing fine in Hawaii, Oregon, Washington. I'm actually going to change that to likely because I have seen some polls that are saying Washington is, its margins are going down, but it's still a good lead. Minnesota, especially with Amy Klobuchar going to be campaigning for him, he's still doing fine in Minnesota. He's up some 10, 11 points, I think, in Minnesota. So, he's doing fine. He's got a good base there. Um, Virginia, he's up like 9 points right now. Pretty much all of the northern East Coast, such as Maryland, Delaware, New Jersey, New York, Connecticut, Rhode Island, Massachusetts, and Vermont, he's doing well in. He's also doing really good in Illinois, actually. And, of course, Colorado, he's doing fine in. I've seen evidence that, it's more likely than safe. But New Mexico, generally looking pretty safe. But now when we come back to Trump, Texas, I would say, is likely going to go to Trump. I don't think it's going to flip in this election, but we've seen a lot more demographic change in Texas. I think if Bernie Sanders can get his voters to vote in Texas, he won't win Texas, but I think it'll be a better margin than it was in 2016. Ohio's very likely that it's going to Trump. Trump is up, I think it's 7 points right now, as of like today. He's only behind about, I think it's a point in Michigan. He's behind a few points. It's not safe, but it's leaning Biden right now, and I believe Wisconsin is actually leaning Trump. Florida, as of recent, they're tied, and that was of a poll of about 6,000 people. But with the incumbent advantage, we're going to give it to Trump. I think in 2016, I don't think Florida's going to be like, Trump country hardcore like Georgia, where Trump's up some 10 points. But it's definitely, I think, going to go to Trump, even if it's only by like a 2-3% margin. Uh, Pennsylvania, still leaning Trump. It's leaning Trump by a good 4 points right now. New Hampshire, this is a surprising one. Trump's up 2 points, so definitely a small margin, right, to be winning in. North Carolina, Trump's doing fine in. It's pretty likely he wins the state. And of course, Biden's probably going to carry D.C., the first district of Maine. I didn't mean to do that. Cool. Um, Obviously, like I said, Trump's doing well in the second district. Now here's, I would say, probably the funniest state to me that Trump won in 2016 with a pretty good margin, but Biden's actually pulling well in, is Arizona, which generally you wouldn't think that Biden would do well there, or it's not even that Biden wouldn't do well there, but with Trump's had a pretty good, was doing fine there. But he's up by I think some 6%, 5%. So it's pretty likely that Biden wins Arizona, I'd say. Um, right now, this is, like I said, April 19th. We're looking at a lot of the normal states Democrats win, but it's looking like Joe Biden, in most of the polls, is going to keep what Hillary Clinton got and maybe gain like the Arizona. If he doesn't and Trump, before the election turns Arizona back, it's going to be 294. If Trump can continue to get Michigan, he'd be at 310 to 228 again. There's not really many other states Trump can actually knock off to even get back to what he would need to get back. Virginia's pretty much been solid blue for a while. There's just not a lot of states. But like I said, I think the final prediction for me is going to be Biden's likely to win Arizona. Michigan's leaning in his favor, which is pretty, it's pretty expected that that would be leaning to Biden. But I still think Trump's winning about 283 to 255. This is kind of interesting because the more endorsements Biden seems to be getting, the more, honestly, he seems to be going down in the polls. I've seen a lot of evidence that's suggesting that Biden is not going to win this election. I think nationally, Biden's up, but once again, nationally versus state by state, not the same thing. Just because he can win the national, if it was a popular vote, doesn't mean that he could win by an electoral vote. And I don't even know if he'll necessarily win by popular vote. I think once they actually get into the debates, I think Trump is just going to hit him over the head repeatedly. He's going to bring up NAFTA, TPP, all these deals that Biden was fine in supporting, all the wars Biden supported. Just all these bad things about Biden, because Biden's got, you're not into politics for your entire life without having some baggage and some bad history of your character, right? So I think Trump in the debates is going to slaughter Biden. Biden barely even knows where he is. He says all these things, and it's just, all I see is that Biden just gets hammered away by Trump. Kyle Kalinske posted this actually pretty funny clip where Biden is basically, one of the staffers or White House press people basically goes up to Trump and is like, did you see this tweet Joe Biden put out about you? And Trump just says, he didn't write that. He doesn't write. And it's just like, he doesn't write. What just an attack that is just like, why? But that's what I'm thinking right now. I don't see it going well for Biden in November. If he wins the popular vote, we're probably just going to have another upset like we did in 2016 where people say it's time to get rid of the Electoral College. No, it's not. But that's just my opinion. This is what it's all looking like in the polls. I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, please leave a like, subscribe if you're not, and share with friends and family. Thanks and have a great day.